Yeah, I think I just realized my mic has been off this whole time.
No,
No,
it
nope.
hasn't.
Well, for the stream, I mean, for
That's
my
14, by the way.
my mic may have been off for the entire stream so far. No one's in the comments.
Yikes.
14. Do I have any advantages for being a pirate?
Not on this particular thing. No, it's just whether or not you got it.
I'd like to give him guidance on that, though.
There's no chance for you to pat him on the back for it.
No?
No, guidance works for things that you know are going to happen. Like, I'm going to go climb this cliff. Like, here you go, buddy. I'm going to go sneak past the guard. Here you go, buddy. But you can't, like, here you go, buddy, for...
You can't,
I mean, you could, if you want to just randomly guidance people, you know, that's fine. But you know, if you don't know something's about to happen, it's hard to justify doing it. What was the total on the history check?
14.
14. All right.
Flat 14, because I am dumb as shit.
14, you still know enough about Pirates Code, which is just that the Pirates Code is that there isn't really a code. Like, if there's a captain to parlay with, you don't hurt anybody. But if he's just randomly saying Captain's Code about like, hey, we've made an agreement, and he's just like, he's just like Pirates Code, which is just essentially nonsense.
I lean down, cracking my knuckles. Here, let's put it in a way you might understand. If you hurt us, or anyone we care about again, I will drive my bow staff through your throat.
Well, you're certainly entitled to take actions you see fit.
All right. Shall we leave him here to lick his wounds?
I'd say we've done enough damage to him for one night.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think we continue off north.
I think you guys should make another insight check.
That makes me afraid. Oh wait, I have advantage
Actually,
on those. Wait, do I have advantage on those?
On
Question.
insight, I believe you may. Yes.
Question. Is the full plate still remaining intact, or is it like fully broken apart on the ground?
The plates are knocked off, but they're still attached to like a core harness system, and it hasn't actually had every part of it knocked off yet. So well, when all the plates are up, it is still essentially a functional piece of full plate.
I think before we leave, I'm gonna take your armor and weapons, just to make sure you don't hurt anyone else.
I have advantage on insight checks. And it's, frick.
Was that all of us who want to make insight?
Yeah.
14 total.
14.
Yeah, I just rolled an 8.
Cool.
23.
23. You get the sense that, and he kind of like gets up and like lifts his arms up and starts to help like undo the straps on this full plate. So he's planning to hand over this armor, but you don't get a sense that if you ever saw him again that he wouldn't try to kill you.
I'm a pirate.
He's one of those like he's a piratey bugbear. He's most likely, not that you will necessarily run into him again, but he's like, if he runs into you again, he's probably gonna try to like, he's not above shanking you in a bar back in town, on the mainland if he runs into you.
Neither am I. Crew comes first.
With Lucian and Charlie, he's putting off some vibes, like you're taking his like most valuable thing that he owns, and you get the idea like he'd rather just like part ways and like not be around you all again.
Just like, I'm done with you all.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get a drink.
Mm-hmm.
That is the general vibe.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna take his armor.
Cool. All right. It takes about 10 minutes, but you guys do get the armor, all the bits and pieces and straps and undercarriage of it off. You have a full set of full plate.
Don't like that.
That is that currently has these hanging off plates, but you all like get the armor off of this guy. He's down to his like his undershirts and undergarments. And he's just like, yeah, all right. And then he seems to be going back to his broken ship to see what he can salvage. And so you all are taken off into the forest.
Too, right?
So I am a.
What?
I thought you took his weapon.
Weapon's on the ground. You could take it.
I don't know how to use it.
What is this
I say
weapon?
leave it. I mean, there's that weird cult thing on this island. Might as well give him a fighting chance.
Yeah, good point.
Good point.
We don't want to. We may have just kicked the shit out of him, but we don't want him to die yet.
So I am a clan crafter, and I do have smith tools with me.
Yeah.
Can I attempt to see if I can get the plates back in their spots?
Yeah. So are you doing that right on the beach with him, like, rummaging through the ship, or are you guys going in the forest a little ways?
Going in the forest first.
Okay. So you guys make some distance, and you all come across a little isolated spot with some good tree coverage. Give me like a tools check. So this will be, this is gonna be, give me a straight, I'd say intelligence or Arcana if you've got it. Arcana or a no wait, if you're taking a look at it with your tools, go ahead and just make like a wisdom based proficient check with your tools.
23.
23. Pretty quickly as you kind of lay this out and examine it fully, you can see little impressions of runes that are holding some kind, you assume are holding some sort of enchantment, and they're right at the spots where these plates would connect to like the underworking like framework and like harness of it. It looks like it should be able to be fairly easily moved in like a functioning set of armor, and there are just these like weird steel silver threads or cords that do loop onto the plates. So there's something about the enchantment of this armor that it looks really similar to a with a 23. It looks really similar to a common enchantment for heavy armors, which is a cast-off armor, where you can use just an action and just have the armor be off of you, which is really useful in situations like for someone who works on a ship. If you want to be a pirate with full plate, you want to be able to have that get off of you if you're about to fall in the ocean. You don't want to be wearing full plate armor in the water.
Yeah, because you will drown.
So that's kind of the read you're getting off it. This is some sort of like maybe misenchanted set of cast-off full plate.
Do I know that it will work, or that it will cast off, or do I know that it won't work cast off?
You saw it in action. It didn't like. You don't remember armors like partially coming apart as you get, the shit kicked out of you. That's generally not what you want armor to do, but it does start out as a full plate armor.
My friend texted me, by the way, your mic was in fact off.
Yep, that makes sense. I was like, oh no, I forgot to turn off my mic for the intro, and then apparently clicked the wrong speaker thing coming back. So that's fun.
Hey, at least you weren't muted the whole stream.
Hey, people got one end of the battle. Oh well, we'll have to. Maybe we'll get in more situations.
I'm almost done.
I'll just keep the armor in my pack for now.
All right, you just kind of fold it up, and it's kind of awkward because the plates aren't attaching to where they clearly do. Like there's matching runes where they should clink together, and they're just not. And there's no latch work or anything for it to like hook onto to be put together. You're not sure what the trigger is going to be for the stuff to actually come back together into a full suit of armor.
Hit it.
But yeah, rolled it up into your pack, and then you guys start marching northward.
Okay.
Hey guys, random thought. The guy before said that the captain was heading north on his own. I'm kind of worried about him being by himself, especially with all these kobolds running around. I think maybe we should keep an eye out for him. Make sure he's okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Also,
we'll make sure to
I
check on
am
him if we see
still
him.
bleeding. My character is not doing great.
Does Lucian
I
ask
don't think I
anything?
can help you.
I have one spell slot left. Is it worth it?
Uh,
Is there any chance
Maybe
we
we
could
should-
like sit down for an hour?
I'd be down
I'm
to
fine
do
with
that.
that.
Cool.
Because, assuming you're okay with it, I'd like to use my Channel Divinity Artisan's Blessing to try and make this full plate work.
That is an interesting use of that. I will say make like a spell
That
attack,
is-
basically.
That's 6. You add your
Constitution modifier for every dice. Just choose how many dice you're gonna roll at all at once. Don't be like trying to maximize the hit dice. Be like, if you gotta roll all 3, just go for it. Or all 2.
I rolled 1, and I'm back above half.
There you go.
And I still have a hit dice in case we need to make another short rest.
Mm-hmm.
Goodness, I hope we level up.
Depends where you guys get to.
That's a 19 on that spell attack.
All right. I will say, you almost get it all the way ready to go. You managed to get all but 2 of the main plates reattached to their runes. So it's there's still a couple of pieces of it that aren't fully together, but you do manage to get it partly put back together. It's a first attempt at a thing it's not really meant for, but it did partially work.
Okay. Can I make an Arcana check to see if I can make it the rest of the way or no?
Yeah, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
That's a 16.
16. It looks like you've burnt some magical energy that has managed to get it partially put back together. And with more magical energy, you might be able to get it all the way put together. Or with more practice at doing what you just did. But otherwise, there's... it seems likely that you might just have to... It might be like a certain time of day that it automatically comes together, or it might be you have to do something in particular. Without identifying it, you're not going to know exactly how to get it, all the way reset.
Have you tried putting it on yet?
I haven't. I should, though. You know what? I'll throw it on real quick, see if it fits.
All right. You put it on. It does. There are like essentially metal cord work and straps to like the under harness that you kind of adjust to your own frame, and it physically fits onto you. Yeah.
Can I know the AC? Because I want to keep wearing it.
Yeah, if you're gonna walk around with it right now, it is AC 16, and then you would add your shield bonus to that.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd have an 18.
19 because of my my Blessing of the Forge on my shield.
Blessing of the Forge.
It's a +1.
Yes, but I thought it was armor or weapon. I thought it was not shields.
I thought shield counted as an armor piece.
Does not. The shield is a shield.
No, does it not?
No, it's I believe
I know for spellcasting it counts as a armor piece. Like if you're not proficient, you can't cast with it.
I'm gonna say I've looked this up before, and I believe it is a no on that. I will check the wording right quick. Suit of armor, simple weapon or martial weapon. So, no, the shield is not a suit of armor for that.
Think of it this way. Next time we have a rest, you can do it.
Possibly, because it also might be non-magical suit of armor. Shouldn't have put it together. Shouldn't put things away before you read the full sentence.
As
Yeah,
far as I
that's
remember,
Such
it's
a
just any-
non-magical object that is a suit of armor or simple martial weapon. You are under the impression this is magical.
Darn, I thought the shield counted towards that armor.
Does not.
I didn't read that fully.
I guess we're gonna continue heading north.
It's still a useful thing, as it can be used for... It doesn't have to be your weapon. It can be anybody's weapon and anybody else's suit of armor.
Mm-hmm.
You
But
can
yes.
just give one of us a free +1 weapon.
Yeah,
Plus
but it's
one
at the
weapon's
end
at
of the
level
long
2.
rest. So
We've broken the game.
All right. So, hit dice have been spent. Item is essentially attuned to. You have a... It is a flawed cast-off full plate. So every time you take a hit of damage, basically if you get hit by an attack, your AC drops by 1. But it starts out at an 18 on a long rest. So at dawn, you start with an 18 or higher with wielding a shield, and then if you get hit, it's going to drop.
wait, so at dawn the armor has 18, and then I add my shield to it, or
Yeah, the shield adds... Right now it's at a 16, as you kind of use the magic ability to kind of circumvent that per long rest ability. But I'm just letting you know, as you attune to it, it is a partial cast-off, essentially.
Okay.
Flawed cast-off armor.
I don't know if I like that, but I don't know if I don't like that.
It's mechanically, it's iffy on whether or not it's better or worse than just wearing regular armor.
Because I got chainmail, which is a AC 16,
Right.
so is it worth the 2?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You could sell it
I could.
You'd certainly
and
try
not
to
tell
sell it.
anyone it's flawed.
People love to buy cursed magic items.
I mean, we
Alright.
don't have to. It's technically not cursed.
You don't know that. And you don't
All right,
Uh-oh.
let's
know that that's true.
head out.
Moving on. Heading northward. As Charlie gets a little short fused to be like, yeah, it's armor, whatever, and they start marching. It's armor with dangly bits. Get over it. Moving on.
Can I stealth ahead?
Is she just like, or they just stand up and start just walking off?
Everybody's done resting, and now at this point, everybody's just kind of screwing around. So, Umbra, you want Lucian to go ahead and take the lead? Give me a perception check.
Okay, before or after the stealth?
Before.
Am I proficient in those? Yes, I have. Great. Ooh, that is 23.
And 23. In my dice fashion, you kind of come out of this area with the shrubs and trees, and you get a good look around. And you just kind of pause a moment, taking a look around, and you're like, okay. And then almost immediately, you can hear the of like somebody like moving quickly, attempting to be stealthy, but failing horribly.
From what direction?
The direction you guys came. So it's sort of like you hear like nothing for a second, and then like several twigs snap, and then somebody like run up against a tree, and you see the frame like sticking out of like the fuzzy bugbear, who is attempting to tail you guys.
You know I can see you, right?
It's sort of there's a bit of a twitch on the arms, and then he just kind of like looks around the corner and goes, "Just want to make sure you're getting on with your day, okay?" And kind of like starts backing away.
I'm gonna shoot an arrow at the tree that he's standing behind,
Go
or
for it.
attempting to hide behind.
I'm just like,
Give me an attack roll on that.
11.
11. You're hitting a tree, yeah. Hits the tree and he's just like, Message received. Have a good day. All right.
Lucian turns to Charlie. You. I like.
All right.
At this point,
time for the sneaky.
Sneakiness.
At this point, I think Norvin will use a speech of beast and leaf
Nice.
and lean over to the tree and just be like, "Make sure he stops following us."
Make a nature
And
check.
give the tree a few love taps.
Yeah, give me a nature check on that.
It's a 6.
6.
Oof.
You see a branch sticking as you turn around to start following along. You see this branch sticking out, and you swear it looks like a hand, like it's going for like a high five, and kind of absentmindedly just sort of like high five it, and the branch just like snaps and falls to the ground. You're like, oh, that was probably just a branch. But you did speak to the trees.
I did speak to the trees.
Yes. All right.
My note for you is the Lorax.
I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees, and for some fucking reason, they're speaking Vietnamese.
Lucian and Charlie stealth checks.
I already rolled. I got a 22.
Nice.
It's nice having
It
good
was like
stealth
rolling
checks.
around.
As my paladin, I can never seem to roll higher than a 14.
21.
21. Very good. Norvin, you can make a stealth check with disadvantage, trying to be as quiet as you can.
Well, I have disadvantage because of my armor.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a 19 on the first one.
Ooh.
And then
That's a
nat
15.
one.
That's a 15 on the second one, so it's a 15.
15.
That's nice.
The plates kind of clank a little bit. You kind of get a hold of them, and like hold them off to the side. You guys manage to be pretty stealthy as you move through the rest of the way. Let's get another D12 roll. I'm gonna say from Charlie on this one.
What, sorry?
D12 roll.
Return to hit a 1.
Oh, D12.
D12.
Okay, I rolled a 20. 11.
11. You all make it a few hours farther up the coast, and in a bizarrely similar but opposite end of the spectrum roll, you look out and you can see what looks very similar to what you just saw recently. Another of these small boats that once upon a time had a small mast with a sail that has since been snapped and crashed, this time on literal rocks. And there is one like medium-sized figure, but another goblinoid with like long fur-tipped ears, kind of barking orders at this trio of goblins that are kind of rummaging through this broken ship just down on the rocks. You guys have quite the height advantage. You're about 15 feet up this like very small cliff face looking down into the water. They are not aware of you, as you all have, even with your full-plated cleric, have managed to make it up to this area. Does anyone speak Goblin?
I do not.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. There's just and they're like, and seems like some arguing back and forth as they're rummaging through the very small ship. Just barely.
Is it the same bugbear?
No, it's not a bugbear at all. It seems like a medium-sized creature. They've as you're watching, one of the goblins is like and like pulls up this like grappling hook, brings it over, and like the medium-sized one you guys can watch from just a little ways back and above. You're looking down. It's like and like ties up a noose on this like grappling hook.
To anyone who looks at Lucian, the moment the grappling hook comes out, they're just like,
Norvin, what?
Oh yeah, I want to make this interesting. I'm gonna use my magic and disguise myself as the bugbear that we just encountered.
Nice.
Make myself look like him.
And then just like stand up.
Because with the Firbolg magic, I can make myself look 3 feet taller.
Yeah.
Which Norvin already being 9 feet tall.
No, you're well within your ability to. Yeah, you look just like the guy.
Yeah.
So you just, what do you do?
I walked down to the goblins, being like, "Where were you? You're supposed to be on the ship."
Walk down. There's no pathway down. It's just like a straight like down into water and rock.
Then I holler down.
Yeah.
I like scream.
They're not far. They just look around and they go, "Azulur, Hagar, Azulur." You don't speak the language. They're yelling at you.
I'm like, help me down from here. Come up, grab me. How do I get down there?
Make a deception check with advantage.
While all this is happening, can I like sneak around to the side, like following the trees, just so like if they attack, I can still like kind of easily get around them?
18.
Once again, there is a sheer drop off of about 15 feet into water and like scattering jagged rocks. With an 18, Norvin's deception, they're sort of like, keeping it common, sir.
Just for now.
Well, Captain Hagar, we've had some rough waters. Is your ship all right?
No, it's smashed up on the rocks down there.
Cursed place.
Truly. So how do I get down there from here?
I would say don't. We just found the grappling hook, and gonna tie it off so we can climb up.
Yeah, I'll help you up, and I tie it around a tree to try and help them get up here.
You sort of and like throw it up to you.
Yeah.
While all this is happening, I whisper to Charlie, "Are we attacking them?"
I was gonna say let's just leave him alone and sneak past him, but I guess we're in it now. And I'll kind of move back so I'm hidden, so even if they come up, they won't see me. And just have a bow ready.
Got it. So you all get ranged attacks ready to go. As Norvin, you just kind of get the, wrap the rope around and secure that grappling hook. The hobgoblin figure, which is more medium-sized, sort of a rusty reddish. You'd almost call it like a half plate, but it's clearly like leathers. He just he climbs up the rope without too much issue, and it's like, well, I don't know we have anyone left besides these 3 for the base crew.
Well, this cursed armor, I can never get it working. The plates keep falling out. Do you know how to fix it?
Don't get hit. It's worked for you most of your life.
Mostly.
Yeah.
But those rocks sure did batter me back there.
Oh, all right. It's weird. Maybe there's something about this place that's messing with the enchantment. I know that the wizard you killed for it was not too keen on his price not being accepted, but it's price beyond the
Wizards
sea.
usually aren't.
Get up here! In common for some reason. And then he goes, yeah. All right. Yeah. Barrel is being ornery about his dagger again. The hobgoblin goes, Barrel, just get up here. And he's like, no, I have to have it. And he's like digging. One goblin is like wedged between a few of the rocks that are close by and is like digging down into the water trying to get something. The other 2 just like scurry up the rope. They're like, you got about 10 seconds.
I might cut the rope on you.
What's that?
Hurry up, or we might cut the rope.
He kind of digs around. Finds it. I finally roll a natural 20. It's to find the dagger this goblin dropped. Reaches down in, kind of pulls up, just covered in salt water. It's like, spins it, goes to sheath it, and then just like stops and doesn't sheath it, and like lifts it up and just bites it in his like jagged teeth, and like climbs up the rope and goes up. They all like look up to you as if to be like, "What are we doing?"
So I want to secretly kind of like nod my head to I'm forgetting your name, Umbra. What's
Oh, Lucian.
Lucian?
Those two are
not.
pretty well hidden in the shrubs and stuff, out of sight.
I kind of secretly like give him a little gesture, of being like, "I think we're gonna fight. Like, it's starting soon."
Yeah, I'd say make a persuasion check. See if this gets across.
That's a 0.
0 total.
Mhm.
You do something. You're pretty sure. Yeah, you're pretty sure that that Lucy and Charlie are watching.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Is this like
Do we attack? Is that what we're doing? Are we fighting?
Do we give them a hug?
the Lucian and Charlie in the background are like, there's no way this isn't a we're attacking. Like, if you were gonna attack, you'd have just like arrowed him from above in the cliff kind of thing. So like you let him up onto here, so you have no idea what he's trying to communicate.
Oh,
The hobgoblin is just like
crouch down and kind of train an arrow.
Yeah, that was like, "Are you okay, sir? Like, those,
Stabbed.
you've been hit in the head with a rock before. I can't imagine this is any different."
No, it's just a little twitch. That's all.
Well, we'll get you back to the Eastport, and we'll get you a massage. But how are we getting off? We're getting out of this island somehow.
Yeah, I believe there's a port down the way. How much gold do you have on you? We might have to get back to ship.
I kind of checks his pouches and goes, "I've got 30." And then each of the goblins are like, "I've got 2. I have 2. I also have 2."
Do you have any weapons or armor that we could barter? You know, have to be able to rebuild the ship when we get back.
They all kind of look at their basic like short bow and a couple of arrows and like 1 or 2 like most of them pretty rough like bone daggers. The one with the dagger in its teeth, that dagger looks pretty okay. It's a little different than the rest. And the hobgoblin's got a not all items are cursed. Just full plate at level 2 is gonna be cursed.
So I have a question.
Mhm.
Do I think my message got across to them, or do I know that like they didn't notice it?
With a 0, I think you think the message came across.
Okay. So with that, I guess I'm kind of just gonna like hold up my mace and bring it down as hard as I can on that hobgoblin.
Right.
I look at Charlie. I guess we are fighting.
Yeah.
As he does that, I'll loose an arrow.
Yeah, be like, "Oh, we are doing this." Let it go.
I'll just be like, "Oh no, dart."
All right. So this is gonna get a little weird, but because we have multiple groups, some of which are aware there's a fight happening, some of which are not. So this is gonna get weird, but we're gonna roll initiative.
What group isn't aware we're fighting?
I am very concerned right now.
19.
That was worse.
18.
Not bad.
10.
10.
But you do have your bow readied. That counts.
Yes. But we are going to. There's mechanically for 5th edition, you don't just always get a free round of attacks for everything. Initiative and surprise still matters. Some of them are surprised, some of them are not surprised. So, but first to actually like loose their thing they want to do is going to be Lucian.
Dart.
What are you chucking it at? One of the goblins or the hobgoblin?
I have a question. Before Lucian does anything.
Sure.
Do I get my mace roll because I initiated combat with it?
No, everyone's
or no?
observing each other, and then you go to like hit somebody. Everyone's aware something's happening, and so it's not not a full surprise.
Do I at least see him aiming for the hobgoblin?
You see that stuff's happening, like action is starting, and that triggers you to start trying to attack.
I'm going to go for the Hobgoblin. I got a 21, 15 plus.
That is a hit. Go for it.
And darts are 1d4? I literally never use dart.
Yeah, it's a D4. If your martial, it is, I believe, a monk weapon. So if your martial arts die goes up, that die also goes up.
It's not. It doesn't go up yet. Oh shit! What? It doesn't go up to like a level 10.
Yeah, it doesn't go up for a while. But yeah, go ahead and roll. Yeah, you hit. So D4 plus your Dex mod.
6 damage total.
6. It does actually like very effectively lodge into the shoulder of his like shield arm, and so it's like one of those like, ugh! And he like instinctively like reached back for the shield, and with now a dart in it, it's just like stuck behind his back. He's like,
and then I'm just gonna, before he even looks over at me, I'm just gonna duck back down.
All right. You don't have the ability to hide as a bonus action, but you are prone-ish.
As long as you didn't see me.
Half prone. That's not how that works at all. You reveal your position when you attack, so they know a dart came out of the bushes.
Dang it. Wait. Oh no. I mean, monks kinda have a form of cunning action where you can spend key points, but hiding is not one of them.
True. So Norvin,
Yes.
you gotta get that mace pulled up and you bring it down on the now. Before you even land the mace hit, there's a dart in the shoulder.
Let's see if that hits.
Land a smack
Does
down.
a 16 hit?
Ooh, it actually might since his shield arm is pinned. That does hit.
Haha,
Oh,
I
okay.
did a thing.
6 damage.
6 damage. You effectively clock the side of the head, and this hobgoblin just hits the grass, at least unconscious. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
Wait, the hobgoblin's already down?
Hobgoblin's down.
Nope, that's it.
All right. Hobgoblin's down. Goblins all just like ah. They all draw daggers, and they're just like ah ah.
Is that a nat 20?
They
or
all
nat
bow
1?
their
Which one
heads
is it?
with they all bow their heads, daggers like drawn but then just displayed, and they just go, Captain, whatever his sins, we do not bother with considering the malfeasances that have been struck upon you. We serve you.
Now we have our own cult.
Gold 2, hand it over.
Of course. Charlie, do you do anything, or do you just let this like handing over of like weapons and gold?
I'll just let it happen.
You're just like, you're
kinda
getting ready, and then you
snickering to
sort of
myself in the bushes.
you just kind of
Just
duck
like-
down and be like, just let this happen.
Umbra, Lucian at this point is just losing their shit. just on the ground, just like, but silent.
So,
Yeah. So there are 6 daggers and 3 short bows with like a total of like 15 arrows get like laid at your feet. There's the one who still has that one dagger in his teeth, and he's just like and kind of pulls it out and like drops it in. So it's like sticking in the grass, and he's just like, yes, master, captain, what are we doing? What are your orders?
So I reach down and I pick up this dagger and I kind of set it in my bag, and I release my disguise self. Yeah.
Make an intimidation check. Let's see if they stay subservient to this. Now that
17.
17's very good against these guys.
You're God now.
They're just like,
Got some cannon fodder. That's all.
What are you doing? Who are you?
I'm your new master now. Who do you think I am?
I mean, you smote the captain, apparently, if you look like him and you have his armor, so...
just saying, you work for me now,
Sure.
okay? And I
At this point, I'll pop out
As will I.
and walk over. How about we get these guys on fixing up that ship? Could
That's
be
a
a
good
good way of
idea.
getting out of here.
That's a good idea.
let's
I'm
find the
going to
captain
retrieve
first.
my dart.
Out of the.
I'm also going to loot his pockets.
Gotcha. There is a coin pouch on there with looks like 30 gold at a quick glance.
This is mine. This is mine.
It's a long sword that seems pretty practical.
I'm gonna take the longsword just to sell it.
It's a perfectly functional shield. Chainmail's a little rusted out, but it looks like it could be used. There is also a question of, you guys do not have like a donkey and a cart to just pile weapons and random gear onto to cart around. So it's a
And we don't have a bag of holding yet either.
correct. So you have like a backpack with your stuff, which you could shove like a thing into. But when you're talking about like if you come across like 20 kobolds and fireball them, you don't necessarily like have the capability to like just grab all their mundane gear and throw it in a bag.
Also, bold of you to assume that mundane gear didn't get incinerated in said fireball.
Just an example. Charlie, what are you up to?
I'm just teasing some of the I'm just like poking at them and
You are
like
about
tripping them and
just about an inch taller than they are, which gives you an air of superiority.
I'm just snickering.
Norvin, what are you doing?
I'm gonna say, let's go find the captain now. Let's get back to our ship and fix it up. These two could be pretty good deckhands, can't they?
They look at each other a little confused, be like, "The captain's alive."
No, not your captain.
Oh.
He's gone. He's long gone.
Who's the captain then? Aren't you the captain?
You could say that.
You killed the. Are you?
Lucian looks
One of them's like,
extremely-
"Point of order! Point of order!
Lucian
Are
looks
you claiming to be the
extremely
captain or
offended.
not?"
Your captain, yes.
Okay. Where are we going?
Lucian looks extremely offended when you call them a deckhand. Just fuck did you just
That's all they are.
Forgiveness, Captain. This one's giving you a look. Should we murder them?
Not yet.
Fair enough.
We'll pull them along for a little more.
What? Should we grab branches to use as weapons, or can we have a dagger back?
You can have your rusted daggers back. I'm keeping that nice one.
The one's like, "Ah." And the other, they all like grab their daggers and put them back on the belts. So Norvin currently has some dagger that looks kind of fancy. Norvin has like 6 of the gold. Lucian grabbed a pouch of 30 gold. Charlie has been just messing with goblins this whole time.
I will redistribute it later.
Cool.
Probably.
All right.
Another point of order. What are we doing with him? And I gesture to the hobgoblin. I mean, we got a perfectly good cliff right there.
While you all have
Yeah.
been discussing what to do with him, you look down and kind of you go to like move the body, and he's dead.
Oh,
So Norvin grabs him by like the front and the back and just heaves him off the cliff.
Which it's like a 15-foot cliff, and it's kind of just shallow, rocky water, so it just kind of like, and it's just sort of being splashed back and forth between these like, pointed rocks that scatter the water out for about 10, 20 feet.
what time is it at this point?
In the
Yeah,
day,
in the
you
day.
are hitting about 5.
And how long have we been traveling?
About a traveling day almost.
Ugh. We should head back. We're pretty far off from the settlement.
But we have to find Black Sparrow.
Yes. But also,
I vote we camp out here. Or
That works
at least
too.
somewhere on the beach. I mean, the more we go in and out, the more we have to pay to check in our fucking weapons.
I don't
That is
understand
true.
anything you guys are talking about, but I know if you camp
Hey,
on the...
shut the fuck up. The
What?
big kids are talking.
Ah,
Shh.
I will explain it in one word: capitalism.
The big kids.
what?
My character is
I
21.
kick one of them over again.
Ah!
I'm just gonna
So
start
do we
helping
wanna keep
Charlie
going for
bully
a
the
little bit?
goblins.
Do we want to keep going for a little bit and then camp out here?
Yeah, now that you mention it, that does seem like a good idea. Did we
Yeah.
bring our bedrolls?
I assumed you
I
guys...
brought my backpack.
I assumed you
so
guys packed up all of your
Yeah.
gear that you had, and
Yeah.
don't exactly have a lot to leave behind.
there's no actual proper door on the hut you guys were using either, so...
I have a question. Did some of the huts have doors?
Some of them looks like they had wooden structure, like, built up and around what may have been the kind of rawhide tent that was there before. And those had actual, like, logs and
Oh,
not super well built, but as well as people, on an island with basic hand tools can make a functioning household.
So I point at the goblin and say, "You there, go get some firewood, and you there, go set up a tent."
Are we setting up camp now?
Do you have tents?
Go make one.
Kind
I
of
think
looks
we got
around.
time.
It's just like, hey. It scurries
we got
off.
time before we need to rest.
Well, it's already getting late. The sun might go down soon. Don't want to be out there in the night, now do you?
I can see in the dark.
I can't.
Yeah, I can't.
Am I the out of
Um,
character? Am I the only character with dark vision?
The only one here
I think-
today.
Uh-oh.
Hey, you're taking a watch.
Taking all of the watch. Oh man.
I'm
I'd
gonna
like to
start
sleep.
heading down the cliffside towards that boat to start scavenging and looking for things.
Sure. The rope is still attached, I believe, so it's a pretty straightforward climb down the rope. Give me an acrobatics check to kind of get through these jagged rocks and over to this ruined boat.
22.
22. You get over. You get over to it with like no problem, and it's a little rocky as it has like a rock protruding from the inside, and that's how it's staying up, and so it still shakes a little bit with waves. But you get onto it pretty easy. There's good high sides. It looks like this could be comfortable to sail around in, more so than what you all arrived in. So, but looking around, there's not, looks like they grabbed everything that could be grabbed easily and brought it with them up top, which is pretty much just their weapons and rope and this grappling hook that was with them.
Anything shiny?
Make an investigation check.
16.
16. You do find a small like notebook that is like tucked under one of the seat planks, and it is it is clearly written on with like 3 scratches on the front cover of it, and it's kind of tied off. You kind of open it up and take a look. It is written entirely in Goblin, but it does appear to be...
I will take that anyway.
Gotcha. Pocket this little Goblin journal. And
Cool. And then I'll head back up.
Good.
Oh, sorry. The boat, is it like, because it's on the rocks, is it like punctured or fractured? Does it look like it would be easily fixable?
If you could like lift it up off of the rocks and bring it onto land, someone who knew what they were doing with some carpenter tools could probably fix it.
Okay. I will head back up.
Gotcha. You guys get back up. After a very short time, you see the first goblin that Norvin sent out come back with, weirdly, like an armload full of what looks like pretty pristine firewood, in varying sizes in a way that looks like it'll spark up and get going right away, as well as a half a dozen rabbits that have been already like skinned and gutted and like are ready to cook. And it's just like walking out. It's like, if you have a campsite, we can get started. Even meats for today. And kind of walks
Great
up.
job,
Well
little
done.
one.
Yeah. He kind of walks into the. You guys kind of follow him into the forest, and then you see the second one that you had sent out, and you can see a series of branches that have been set up with some sort of pine needle covered branches as well, straight up in a sandwiching fashion to create a tent area that's big enough for everyone. And he kind of turns around and goes, ah! And as soon as he goes, ah! The whole thing just collapses.
Aww.
And it hits the ground. And he goes,
Good
your
try.
abode, dear captain. It is of the finest quality and should set up
Appears
to
to-
many... What?
It appears to have fallen.
That is impossible.
Turn around.
I don't need to. I've set it up myself. Followed all of the structural guidelines.
Would you like some help trying again?
Sure.
I'm gonna help him set it up again.
All right, cool. Go ahead and make a survival check. Try to make a functional structure.
I think am I proficient in those? No, I am not, but it's a wisdom skill, so I'm okay. 19 total.
19. You have actual rope. Where he was using
Oh, right.
he was using the flimsier branches to try to tie off the various pieces of stuff. It's basically just a windbreak for one direction, but it's better than not having anything. But with the aid and all that, you and the goblin manage to get a structure started. As the other one gets a fire going and has these rabbits all cooked and like ready to go for everybody.
We have known these goblins for canonically like 5 minutes, but I would kill for them now.
The third has been just looking at Norvin the whole time.
There was a third one?
Yeah, there was three. There was one who had the knife,
Three
and the other
goblins.
two.
Oh, I'm gonna say Norman reacts exactly the way I just did.
Like, oh! Just realized he's right there. He's been sitting there, and he's just like, could
when you was a
I?
child, you didn't realize was there. Just Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What?
That
Where'd
happened.
you come from?
I've been at parties, family parties and stuff, where there's like the cousin's cousin who's like in the age group, but like walks up to play with your kids, and you're like, ah, you're like, who are you? I don't love you. I have emotions attached to all these other children, and then there's just this other random child. Yeah, I've known that feeling.
Who is this small sassy child?
Right. So he sort of looks up Norvin and is just like, May I hold the dagger for a moment?
Quickly. Don't do anything too rash with it.
No, of course not.
I'm gonna do an insight check before he hands it over.
Go for it. Get a read on this guy.
Me and the other goblin are just vibing in our new tent.
Yep.
16.
16.
Can we sing?
Through
can we
the sounds of like, oh, let's set these up this way, and he goes, ah, yes, we'll tie it off here, and then we'll have a quick release. It's like, oh yeah, if we need to like take it down quickly, yeah, and then we can roll it up and bring it to the next guy. Like, yeah, I got it. So there's this whole conversation going on in the background about tent making, and then you're watching, and this goblin's very twitchy. It has some sort of connection with this dagger that it doesn't want to give up. And then Norman hands the dagger over, and you see like an instant like wash of relief come over, but it's not like you're not getting the same read like a cursed item or anything. It's just it's obsessed with this thing for reasons that are purely natural to it, and it just sort of takes the thing and just closes his eyes and puts his forehead against the hilt for a sec. And make a perception check for me.
Me?
Yeah.
Or Northen.
Let's have Charlie.
8.
8. You don't catch anything in particular, but it seems to be muttering to itself and putting its head up against. and you see it kind of just head just kind of twitch, and it kind of it almost like does like a juke and weave kind of thing, like just like a duck, and it's just like, thank you, Captain. Is there anything you require?
Nothing for the night.
I can help you get that armor off for a safe sleep.
Sure. Help me get out of this.
Yes.
As I try and lug the armor.
I'm gonna walk over and take the dagger away from him and say, you can have this back when you're done.
Oh, you just take it from Norman.
No, like the dagger? I
Yeah,
thought the goblin had the dagger.
Goblin gave the dagger back to Norman.
Okay. Okay, well, I'm gonna take it and I'm just gonna, like, I don't have any, like, magical. I just want to, like, look at it to see if there's anything weird with it.
Sure. Give me... it'd still be... What do you want to use to examine the dagger?
Investigation.
Sure. Yeah, roll an investigation.
Oh, natural 19. So that's, 22.
22. Cool. Looking at it, it is not at all of a like not even a little bit of a goblin design to it. It's also, you also don't recognize the design, so it kind of like angles up and then has like a it almost like wedges out like an arrowhead, and then one side curves to a point and then comes back down to the other side. So it's almost like a warped arrowhead for the blade. The hilt comes to a black pearl that you kind of recognize. It almost looks just like the ones that they're farming for here on the island. And you did see
our first pearl.
And you did see the goblin kind of put its forehead to it, and then do some like twitching and stuff. That wasn't clear what exactly was going on, but it's pretty finely made.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold it up and I'm gonna say to Norvin, didn't the guy say that these were used for, like, the pearls were used for magical reasons?
Something has happened.
Hello?
I can hear.
Everyone left. Hello.
My internet went out.
Oh no!
Everyone's just gone. It's just us. Yeah, I hold up the dagger to you and I say, didn't the guy in the town say that the pearls were used for magical reasons?
And even just saying it out loud, what's weird is you hear Norvin say, yeah, they were doing that, and then immediately after that, you kind of look up and realize that his mouth wasn't moving, and then he says, like, yeah, they do that, and you kind of like got the response like half second before he actually said it.
Oh, I want this dagger so bad. Okay, I'm just gonna hold on to it for now and just trying to like stash it in my pocket without the goblin seeing.
Make a sleight of hand check.
I want this. Oh, that's 15 plus 8.
Ooh. Yeah, he
24.
he got a natural 2. You definitely tuck it in a hidden spot, kind of in the back of the armor, in the leather armor, and you're pretty confident it's well hidden. But yes, you have this dagger. As you all kind of get situated to go to bed down for the evening, Charlie has the option to try to attune to it if you want, or you can just be physically holding it.
I won't.
Razzie, your webcam appears to have gone.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with that at the minute. My Wi-Fi and everything's out, and I'm trying to get things working.
Gotcha.
My friend just texted me just like, hey, webcam's moved.
Yeah, everybody's because we're using Discord, everybody kind of scrambles when somebody goes out. I would move everyone to their proper positions, but then as soon as the internet comes back, it's just gonna scramble again.
It's just gonna move. It's just gonna randomize it again.
Right. Oh man.
If I attune to it, is there a chance that he will see that I will attune to it?
It is possible, but I would say with that sleight of hand, you could probably find a place to be where you're relatively
You're
isolated.
rolling in the morning at 8.
Okay, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna try to attune to it.
Okay.
Cool.
Are you going to bed? No. Are you done working? Okay.
So, as we're bedding in for the night, I'd like to use my Blessing of the Forge on my armor.
Do you get that twice a day?
No, once per long rest, so...
Oh, so that'll be... You've already used it. You'll have to get a long rest before it's back again.
I think it's actually during a long rest.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying
it's
as we're bedding
part
down.
of a
if I
long
can-
rest.
Yeah.
As part
For
of...
5, 6.
Sure, we can heat it up and
Oh, it's at the end of a long rest.
At the end of a long rest. That's what I was like, most mechanics go end of long rest.
Well, they're living at home.
or we'll run it through the dishwasher again. Take it
Umbra,
out
you
with
wanna
some
mute?
hot, lay it down. I'll fix it.
Alright. So... Oh man, I got myself all screwed up there. Is Charlie attuning to the dagger is the question.
Yes, I am. Sorry.
Okay. I'm giggling to myself because it seems like it's going to be a trap because everything's going to seem like it's a trap with your first magic item. So you find a moment and you're trying to like connect with this thing and you're getting nothing for a good half an hour. And then as you kind of like just stretch your back and then you see a bit of like moonlight catch the blade and then you actually like feel the moonlight against yourself and you're just like, whoa, wait, what? And you kind of spend the rest of the time getting into some moonlight and you do attune to this weapon. It is an ancient dagger. It gives you like a half-second premonition of stuff like part of the day. It is you do not have a name on it because I am blanking on the name, and it is in a notebook that I misplaced this week. But it is it gives you advantage on initiative checks.
Ooh.
That's a good dagger.
So
Just always,
while you are
or
attuned,
whenever I'm.
you don't have to be wielding it because that wouldn't make sense. You'd never be like just like always walking around ready to stab. But while you're attuned to it, you have advantage on initiative.
Sweet.
You have something happen that you've never actually, or make an Arcana check for me. You might know a thing. It's possible.
9.
9. No, you have no idea. You have no context for this, but you get just a sense that there's more to unlock with it. Like if you do certain things, it may gain more abilities, but it's sort of the feeling like it's drained. Like you have this ability where you're getting a little premonition and you are going to act a little more on the ball, but you feel like there's more to it, and it's just like you've had days where you're just exhausted and it just feels like the blade itself is exhausted, and if you can find some way to like get it recharged up, it might have more ability.
Can I just kind of like leave the pearl in the moonlight for a bit and see if that does anything?
You try that, yeah. So in the night, we'll say you're taking like first watch, and you get this pearl in the moonlight and try to get it to like absorb up some moonlight, and it's not doing anything. So you might be something you have to get to somebody that has more knowledge of arcane items to take a look at it and see if they have some way of knowing if there's something that can be done.
Try committing a ritual sacrifice.
just start.
Oh, we do got 3 sacrifices right there.
Oh man, the game turned evil so quickly.
I will not.
I believe I am good if I.
I'm good. I just jumped to murder.
That's not what that means.
I'm chaotic good, and yeah.
Yeah, you guys don't like power structures, and you think the things should be generally done for the betterment of people. Ritual sacrifice is generally not looked on as one of those things.
It's beneficial sometimes, depending on the person.
Some of the times. So yeah,
But yeah, I'll just finish my watch.
right. And yeah, no issues. The goblins even all just like "Rah!" and like are like up against a tree. All they form. You kind of watching them at one point, and they almost look like if you threw a trench coat on them and they all stood up, they'd like make one person. But
Yes.
uh,
Three goblins in a trench
the
coat.
three goblins in a trench coat always. But yes, you take a watch. People kind of rotate through their watches between you all mostly just keeping an eye on the goblins, and the goblins kind of helping with keeping a watch. There's not really any risk of anything happening. You all finish your long rest. Who's what? And it is starting to look like, with Razzy's internet being down, I'm just gonna put people in their positions because
I'm sorry about that.
now we're.
It's just like continually loading whenever I turn it on.
Oh yeah, try to solve that some other time. I just my brain when I like look up and see the wrong name, my brain's like nope, and I'm just like stop it. So
can I use my
what are you trying to do
the blessing of the forge? It's at the end of the long rest.
for a +1 to a thing?
Yeah, +1 to the armor.
The armor is not a valid target.
Oh,
It's a non-magical suit of armor, simple or martial weapon. Which this is a
Oh.
magical suit of armor.
hmm.
You do have the option to.
You're still muted.
Umbra is muted, but yes, you do have the option to pick somebody else's weapon or somebody else's armor or your own weapon. But yeah, you have other targets.
Your old armor. Sure, it's not as good, but also it's.
Yeah, but it's
better than
heavy. It would
armor.
take me an hour to take this off and put that on. I don't know
Yes.
if that would be like a quick change of combat type thing.
Right.
Umbra, do you have what armor are you wearing?
I'm not.
They have never worn armor as far as you know them.
I'm a monk. I don't need armor.
Oh, God,
I
this
mean,
makes.
I got a bow staff.
And I'm assuming her dagger is magical. So
There's the dagger Charlie took, and they, but yeah,
You know what?
it'd be fair to assume that the dagger was magic, yeah.
I'm gonna use it on Charlie's bow.
Cool. So Charlie's bow,
It's now a +1 bow.
yep. Norvin kind of
Like
Takes-
forever?
Until I switch it off, but
Yeah.
basically, yeah.
for the day,
Okay.
yeah. So it is now a +1 weapon.
We are level 2 and we have a +1 weapon.
You guys have a couple of things. I will say I'm gonna need a perception check from. So who would take middle watch? Who would take last watch?
I'll take last watch.
I was actually gonna say I could take the latter half of the long rest because I only need to transfer 4 hours because
Right.
I'm an elf.
Yep. So we need a perception check from Lucian.
Oh, so you take both halves, or
Sorta. You
Yeah.
kind of need
Right.
4 long rests anyways because of how the hours work out, but
Yeah.
or 4 watches or.
That is a 22.
22. In the wee hours of the night, you are looking northward, kind of thinking about the next day's journey and getting to whatever there is to figure out. And you see a cloudless sky with just moon and stars, and then a weird like blue spark in the distance. And as you look closer, you see a bolt of lightning do that thing where it kind of like connects and goes up super quick, but again just straight up into empty sky, and then you pause for the thunder, and the thunder just never arrives. And not a flash on the past the horizon, but like you see the bolt, and you pause for a few seconds expecting the thunder, and then it doesn't happen, and you have that pause for another couple seconds. You're like,
Was this over the ocean or on the island?
With your perception check, it looks like it was still over the island, probably in like the middle of this like next chunk of island.
We should go investigate that. Once everybody's up in the morning, I'm going to, after the long rest, I'm going to inform them of what I saw.
Cool.
As soon as I wake up, I'm just gonna like slyly make sure that that dagger's still on me.
Oh yeah, it's still, you hit it pretty well. It's right there.
Cool.
I'm gonna wake up and throw on my armor.
You have a premonition about eating the leftover rabbit, and you go to like grab like a leg, and then you have a premonition of you just violently vomiting into some grass, and you just like don't grab that one, and then you like grab the next one over, and you feel like that's gonna be fine. And you go to chow down on it, and you see one of the goblins just be like, "Meh," and like go and grab the one that you skipped, and start like,
I don't want to give myself away, so I'm not gonna say anything.
But yeah, you all chow down on some leftovers in the morning there, and start marching away.
I told everyone about the
The what? Oh, the lightning bolt. Yeah,
The lightning thing.
all been informed onto that. It doesn't change anybody's plans, I don't think, because the idea was heading northward anyways.
Yeah. So I think I'm still gonna stay at the front with my
With your goblin crew now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay at the back of everybody and keep a close eye on the goblins.
stealth ahead.
Nice. So stealth checks from the stealthy people.
Not me.
Ooh, 16.
Nice.
16 total.
Modified 20.
Nice. You all are pretty
A
confident
dirty 20.
in your quiet moving along. At one point, about an hour or two in, you just hear one of the goblins just go. Goblin's just like, sorry, Captain, and it like scurries off to a bush, and then Charlie passes by as the one that grabbed the rabbit leg that Charlie avoided, just going, just violently vomiting up against a tree. He's like,
You okay?
well, you're way ahead. You're at the, you're scouting ahead.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Just, you hear Pink Panther music.
Dinner.
This is-
I'll just go up and like, does the goblin have long hair? Is it like
like medium length, yeah.
shorter?
Hold the goblin.
I'll hold his hair back and just like pat it on the back and be like,
There,
"It'll be okay, bud."
I have a pretty strong stomach. This is new for me. This is weird. How do you keep breathing when you're... I've never had to do the voice of a goblin throwing up before, but oh well, it works out. That little pause in the journey, they have like a point of exhaustion, but they're keeping up. You all kind of catch up to the group. You do come up on a spot. Let's have Lucian make a survival check. You've been guiding this group to the location.
I don't like that look.
That is a 14 total?
14 total is not bad, as the DC is not terribly difficult.
Oh, thank God.
After another couple hours of trucking through the forest, you all come across a uncharacteristic clearing, is kind of a weird way to say it. You all have been very used to marching forward through moss and some fallen branches and some like what seems like the first instances of an area's like creation of dirt. You come up to an area that is just a carved almost path of just raw rock. The moss and dirt kind of fades down along with like some root systems down to just rough stone. Looking ahead, there's a clear like hole in the ground roughly 300 feet ahead that is about a 10 foot radius, almost perfectly curved circle coming out of like a hump of rock.
So, like a crater?
Almost. Yeah, it gives you a similar vibe of like a trail of no vegetation from where it's kind of at in the forest, and then and beyond that like carved out hole, there's also just raw like rock beyond the hump. Oop. Did I pause? Did everyone pause?
Hello.
Ooh.
That was weird.
Yeah. Wait, what? I'm still trying to get back.
Was that me
There
or
we
was
go.
that everyone? I'm very
That was
confused.
everyone.
That was everything went crazy.
Everything froze, and I thought my internet was
Uh,
being bad again.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
thought that was
anyway.
my intent too.
Can you
Ooh.
repeat the last 30 seconds?
I can sure as Abraham try. There we go. Okay. Well, that was technically difficult.
Twitch
okay.
is still fine. I checked.
The new name.
Okay.
The new name for the podcast. For a podcast, technically difficult.
Technically difficult. Yeah. That's pretty good.
I like it. That's good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. On brand. So
Party name?
Party name, yeah. So you find what is the edge of this forest, and it's very strange because it's everyone can give me a nature check. See if you can kind of figure out what to discern what these features are all kind of adding up to.
6.
Thanks.
0.
Hey. 6 and 0.
I said nat 1 with a -1 right
it's
there.
Survival check, right?
Nature check.
Oh, nature check. I'm proficient in neither of them, so it doesn't matter. It's a 19 either way.
19 is very good. So everyone kind of catches up and is like observing from the edge of the tree line and looking at it. There's a clear there's vegetation that's pretty functional beyond a certain point, but then there's nothing past this hole and in a line right in front of the hole as well. And then it's like it's all scattered from there. Like there's a spot right about where you are all at where vegetation starts, and then it goes pretty consistently for the rest of the island. But it's a few hundred feet ahead of just like patchy, rough stone until you get to this hole.
Shall we go investigate the hole?
Can I send one of my goblin minions up first?
You can order them to do whatever you want. You're the captain.
You're a necromancer without being a necromancer now.
Yeah, you goblin, go run up there. Check the hole, make sure it's safe.
Which one do you pick? The one that got firewood, the one that had the dagger, or the one that tried to make the tent?
The one that tried to make the tent.
Okay.
Don't kill my friend.
They nod. They kind of pull and like spin a dagger and get it ready, and they like try to quietly sneak forward towards the hole. They get to within about. It looks like they get within about 20 feet of the hole, and they just like stop. And they kind of like they look back, and they do the thing where they point at their ear and they point at the hole.
And I wave and like keep going.
He's just like sneaks forward, gets up to the edge of the hole and kind of looks in, and you see with the ears, it's pretty easy to see the head just like tilt in confusion, and then kind of do one more look back, and then look back down the hole and like climbs in, and then you lose sight of him.
Uh-oh. I think one of you stealthy, not so dumb people should go and check on him.
I'll go.
No, I have an idea. I have. Oh, what do I have with me? I have ball bearings. I'm gonna stick them in my ears, and just not enough that they get stuck, but like I hold them there.
You're holding ball bearings in your ears?
Yeah, just like to try to block sound, because he pointed to his ears and then climbed in.
Oh, okay. Sure.
I mean, we did encounter siren-esque monsters earlier. Not the worst idea.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I don't have wax or anything, so yeah, I'm gonna do that,
Mm-hmm.
and then just make my way forward.
Sure. This is a good football field of rough rock with no trees or shrubs to hide behind. as you're approaching, it is more and more clear that there is a it's just rough stone, and as you get closer to the hole, you can see the hole is smooth on the inside, like almost weirdly smooth. And as you get closer, you get within that like 20 and 30 feet. Would make a perception check with disadvantage as you are plugging your ears.
That is perception?
Yeah.
10.
10. You kind of just barely hear. It sounds like chanting of some kind.
It is a cult.
Kind of just pause there. For a
I'm
moment.
just going to like
There's no like.
peek over the edge.
Yeah, there's no like muffled siren song or anything. It just seems like there's some people down there chanting. But yeah, you go and
I still don't want to risk it.
right. You look and you can see that there's firelight down there. There's some kind of firelight, and you can see shadows. Are you keeping your ears plugged as you're looking down?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. You see some shadows kind of shift fairly quickly. And there's a moment where you're just sort of pausing and waiting for something to happen. And then a moment passes, and a moment passes, and then your goblin buddy, you see, like, kind of skid to the bottom of this, like, tunnel ramp that's moving down, and kind of look up and around, kind of like, at like the edges around wherever this tunnel is leading into this cavern, and it's just scurrying up the tunnel back towards you.
How steep is the?
It's maneuverable.
Like, will he be able to make it up fine?
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like there's enough roughness to the tunnel that they can find purchase on his feet. And as you are actually like up in it looking down, there's smooth. It's like it's smooth all the way around. And then it looks like somebody carved texture into it on the way down. So there's not stairs necessarily, but there's just like a rough path that you could take down. And he's just booking it full speed up the tunnel.
I will wait for him to come up, but I'll take a couple steps back.
Cool. You see him just like it doesn't take more than 10 seconds for him to just like woof, and like kind of just like almost jump out of this tunnel and then kind of see you and be like it gives you like a nod and then just keeps running back towards the
I
first line.
will run after him.
Yeah. He's going
and take the things out of my ears.
So, are they running back?
Yeah, you
towards
see
us
them
now?
running back towards you all.
So, as they're running back towards, being the big strong guy Nervin is, he gets ready and slowly starts to march out towards them, like
Okay.
to help them, but like being cautious as he moves towards them.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is this where the Adam drivers lose this?
As they catch up, you all kind of catch up to each other in this like just rocky open area. The goblin eye has like swollen to be like a pretty fat like black eye, and it's just like, Captain, there's some sort of like a cult to a dragon or something. There's like it's got the dragon's pieces pinned against the wall, and there's like a kobold that like punched me in the face after he asked if I was a challenger, and I was like, what? And he punched me in the face and then threw me out. He took my daggers.
Well, that's not fair. We have to go get your daggers back now, don't we?
A cult of a dragon, you say?
I mean, yeah, those happen sometimes. There were these guys in robes just watching. It was weird.
Did they look smart?
I didn't ask him any math problems. I don't know what you mean.
Nerdy. You know what a nerd looks like.
No.
I don't know.
I'm glad I got Tay with.
Were they fucking nerds?
Are they nerds? Like, I didn't ask you math problems.
Looked in the mirror, you nerd.
You look at these kobolds. Were they fucking nerds?
Were they playing Dungeons and Dragons?
There was one kobold. There was like a cauldron in the middle, but it didn't have any fire in it. There were also cauldrons with fires going. It seemed like just to light up the place. And then there were like a few dudes. I think dudes. I don't know. I couldn't tell. They had like robes on, and then they all had
Robes
like
do make it hard.
they all had like it looked. I think they had weapons under the robes, but I don't know. I was focused on the kobold because it was like smiling at me, which is weird. And then he like was like, "Are you here to challenge?" And I was like, "What?" And he punched me right in the face, and I was confused.
Well, I'll go punch him back for you, and I march towards this hole.
Yes, Captain. Kind of him and the other goblins kind of keep up there. Not sure
This is a bad idea, and I just follow.
1 second.
Sure.
Hey, gotta stay chaotic.
Right. So, let's figure out the marching order.
Norvin in the lead. My goblin buddies behind me.
Got it?
Going last, watching everyone.
Just like full-plated Furbolg with this trio of goblins, one of which is a fat black eye. And no daggers anymore. And then there's nowhere to hide really as you guys approach. And you all see the tunnel leading down with the the textured footpath on the way down. So who's taking the lead down the tunnel?
I'm staying in the lead, staying up first.
Norvin marching
But
forward.
I'll have the goblin that had the fancy dagger, like the one that was staying with me when we were back at the cliff area. I'll have him march slightly in front of me,
Gotcha.
set off any traps in case any go off.
Sure.
You were the cutest couple.
Umbra, you're
Yeah, you might want to just mute and then unmute when it's your moment to talk. Family, life. This hasn't happened to anyone ever.
They're watching WandaVision.
Yeah, makes sense. I did that earlier today.
I want to do that later.
It's yeah, I'm not gonna say
Looks
nothing.
good.
I'm gonna say nothing. Okay, say nothing. Temptation. So Norvin walking in, you immediately see these. There are what looks like 5 robed figures up on like a little raised platform overlooking this like central small cauldron with these other little braziers that are going with some fire just to kind of light up the room, and then this kobold in sashes, with a almost like a blue eyeshadow that's been like drawn really sharply on its eyes, leading to the back of its head. Charlie, make I would say you recognize this kobold. You were taking watch one night when a kobold face planted, tripping on a tree branch, and except for this new like really sharp blue eyeshadow, you recognize this as that same kobold.
You joined a glam rock band.
And this kobold like whips around and goes, "Are you his master here to challenge? I am obligated to accept any challenge from one of the path of the dragon's blood."
I'm just gonna say to him, "So you tripped the other day. How you feeling?"
I have never fallen down. I don't know what you mean.
I was going to the village the other day and I passed you and you did a little bit of a faceplant there.
From behind a robe, you hear
And I'm saying
enough.
this loud enough so the other kobolds can hear.
There's no other kobolds, but you see these like medium-sized humanoids in robes, and one of them kind of
So that they can hear.
Yeah, well, right before you finish, they're like, "Enough. We have
Please
a simple."
stop bullying our kobold.
I don't know if you understood the meaning of enough. If you wish to
So-
challenge, you may
No, they
do so. Single combat against the
I'm gonna
champion.
bang my chest. I'm gonna bang my chest, bang the plate, like to make loud noises in this cave.
You're going to
Say, I'm here.
You're going to make a strike against yourself?
You know how like you play a drum, but off my own plate armor.
Pounding your
Like-
chest like Tarzan.
Yeah,
Sure.
I don't know how to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's plate, so it should like.
You go to
resonate,
hit
I
it
don't
and you think for a second, you're like, "This should be fine." And you go to
Oh no.
ding 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 your full plate. And the one in the robe who was speaking up before kind of looks up, and you can see like an elongated kind of snout, for lack of a better term, and like pointed sharp teeth from below it. Just be like, "Are you challenging?
Yes, I'm here for the challenge.
Remove your weapons and armor and step forth."
Lucian just looks really upset that they didn't get to fight.
Sure, I'll take off.
The kobold,
Sure.
the kobold
sure.
kind of gets into position and like uses his foot to like carve out lines in the floor and gets ready
I'll,
for a fight.
I'll remove my plate and do I get to keep my shield? I look at him like, and I wave it in the air like.
No.
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
What temple are you
Strictly-
from? The hood like comes off and you see a green dragonborn with a like it seems like a practical kind of sashes similar to what Lucian wears around. Is looking up like really confused at you like being in full plate in the first place, and it's like what
Lucian
temple are
perks
you
up.
from?
Lucian perks up when they see the robes.
Yeah,
Another of the order.
Lucian recognizes this order. This is you don't know this particular person, but you notice this is the wave of the dragon monks.
A temple of the Ascendants.
Yeah.
I'll say the one from the forest, the temple from the forest.
The one from the forest. Like half of them are in forest. What are you talking about?
Lucian does a large bow. Apologies, I don't think he's aware of our order.
Oh, why is he our order? Are you challenging?
No, I'm the challenger.
Apparently.
Say you're having a moment. You're about to be expected to fight with no shield, no armor, no weapon, no holy symbol, unarmed, against.
When there's a monk.
And there is
right there.
there's a monk.
I was about to say.
There's
we
granted
have monk.
a monk kobold, but still a monk. That is apparently the champion of this temple. You're about to be going into single combat with a.
And you are also friends with a monk.
You have seen Lucian do some crazy shit without a weapon, and you know you don't know how to do any of that.
I have magic. I
You don't have a holy symbol.
You
You,
will-
can't cast magic.
As you're like being told to remove
Yeah, I
you would have nothing.
I can still do the verbal and somatic components of my magic. I don't need my holy symbol for that.
You could certainly try, and we can see what happens. So
Oh,
Norman
no.
just keeps working on taking the armor off. The other goblins run over and be like, "Let us help you, Captain!" And they get your start working your getting your armor off, which takes a good 10 minutes at least, even with all the extra help.
Lucian's just tapping their foot.
Yeah. The kobold is just like, does anybody else want to challenge while we're waiting? Like, he's just like bored.
Me. I want to challenge.
No. Wait till I'm done.
I'd say
Lucian just turns around.
I'm just
listen.
gonna sit down and like look at the sky.
you can't see the sky. Well, if you go at an angle, you can kind of see the sky. Which, as you go to look towards the sky, you can see this is a cavern, and there are like it looks like there are side chambers that lead like deeper in underground. But there is like a smooth circle, except for the rough path carved out of the bottom. And on the edge, you can see like pinned against the rock is a pretty well decayed blue dragon body with like a head that's like pressed into the rock, like, and along with arms and wings that are again just plastered, like they got hit with something so hard that they're now embedded in the stone, but it kind of works as a pathway through the dragon out into the wider world. It's a little intense.
I'm gonna say gross really loud and point to try to get Norvin's attention.
Gross. Norvin, you look up and see this dismembered dragon body.
Ew, it truly is disgusting.
This is just a normal day for me.
Which Lucian, make a
You sure
history.
you want a challenge, man?
I'd say Lucian, make a history check with advantage.
Heck yeah, advantage.
I don't know till I try.
I always forget. Is it history and intelligence?
It is intelligence, yes.
Then that's just a flat 16.
Okay. That is enough. You know generally how this works. To challenge the master of one of these temples is a fight to the death with no armor, arms, or magic. It is if you are the defender, you have the option to not kill the champion, or the challenger to become champion. So if the kobold's feeling nice, you won't kill Norvin. But you definitely put the pieces together. Like, Norvin is very likely about to die in a fight that he thinks that he can do.
And grab Norvin on the shoulder. I'm gonna tell you right now, this is a fight to the death. No weapons, no weapons. You will be kicked. You will be kicked out if you try to use magic. Let me fight.
Sure, you can get the first go. I'll be there to back you up.
Sure.
Goblins are still like working to get the full plate off, and the kobold's like, finally, step forth.
Lucian steps forth. They hold up their bow staff and just like toss it to the side. You cut out there for a second.
I did. I was like,
Weird.
I went to go look at something, and then my whole system just went.
No audio for you.
What's happening? I'm old. He's not that old.
Lucian just drops into a fighting stance.
Right.
What they would recognize as like a blue dragon's stance, because like it was basically just, hey, the element you use, different stances, that sort of stuff.
Yep. Watching with your history check, I'd say you get a sense that this person has this has been made champion of this blue dragon temple, and you as they prepare themselves, you see little sparks of electricity run across their hands.
Quietly under Lucian's breath. Shit.
So
He doesn't. Hey, all the more impressive if I beat him.
All right. So,
And
you
as far as Lucian remembers, would Lucian remember? Lucian remembers I can't attack with magic, right? There's nothing in the rules that says Norvin can't heal me.
the idea is you may not cast spells. With a 16, I would say you are iffy on whether or not any spells happening mid-fight would cause a problem.
So
As long as
before the fight starts, I want to cast Bless on all three of us.
Ooh.
Kind of just
Umbra, Charlie.
How long-
and-
just huddle
Lucian,
everyone
Charlie.
and then just be like, what is your blessing upon everyone?
May we take down this kobold in a swift victory.
All right, so everyone has that D4 for what, attacks and saves, yeah?
How
long does that last?
Attack roll, saving throw. It lasts 1 minute or 10 rounds.
A minute.
Oh,
okay.
cool.
So as soon as that blessing gets started, you go square up, and then let's have Umbra and everyone else, just for reference, roll initiative.
All right.
Yes, 21.
19.
19.
Oh, those are some neat initiative rolls right there.
Those are. They don't quite make it to the 22 for the kobold monk, but
Oh,
Oh,
I'm going to die.
possibly.
don't get one shot.
Kind of squares up and takes a look at you, and then is just like, and immediately just exhales a 30-foot line of lightning straight out of its mouth.
Dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw.
You got Bless.
Yes, I have Bless. Thank God. And thank God for Bless, because normally, shit, I have to do extra math now. That would equal unnatural 20.
Ooh. So
wait.
you're gonna
Oh wait, that's actually 22.
22. Yeah, you are successfully gonna have half damage on that. You roll sideways as it. You're not surprised. You guys both knew you were gonna fight. You get clipped.
And I know he can do this.
Yeah, you kind of saw it coming. You're like, no, you're aware of this is kind of what you're coming here for. So that was going to be 10 lightning damage, halved to 5 for you.
I thought you meant 10 before after halving.
No,
Yeah,
no.
20 half to 10.
20 halved to 10. No, 10 halved to 5.
Okay, so
just the 5 points.
Still like a quarter of my health.
It then snaps its snaps its mouth shut and it gets like a scaly grin on its face, and it's just like, I have channeled the power of my ancestors. But it just kind of gets in a stance, and then it is.
I'm gonna laugh at him and try to throw him off.
Me being a cleric is going to be like, what's this bogus magic? This isn't worth my time.
Okay,
So
I'm gonna run forward and start off with a kick.
Gotcha. Make an attack with disadvantage.
Oh, he took the dodge action. God damn it. For disadvantage, do I need to roll the bless dice twice?
No, you roll just the d20 twice, and then the lower one add the d4.
Yeah.
4. My lowest was a 14 plus 6 plus 3, 23.
Nice. Yeah, that is a hit.
That's
Okay.
nice. Disadvantage.
There's
roll.
a deft dodge going on where it goes to like block the strike, and you just get force it in.
8 damage.
8 damage.
And then I'm going to do a thing I haven't done yet. I'm going to spend a key point for Flurry of Blows for another 2 attacks.
Nice.
Still with disadvantage?
Yeah, it's disadvantage for the whole turn.
Okay. That's an unnatural 20.
That still hits.
And you get to add the bless dice to every single one of these rolls.
To the
7
attacks,
damage.
yeah. 7 damage?
Yep.
All right.
And last one. God damn it, a natural 20, but it's on disadvantage.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's 23.
23 is a hit.
Oh, shoot, that one on the floor.
There.
Do I count it or do I roll again?
You keep it on the table. Whatever you usually roll
on. 6 damage.
6. All right.
That's
Jeez,
a
I'm
lot.
glad I didn't take that fight.
Whack, whack, whack. And there's with all of your flurry landing, you see blood scattering across the rock, and there's sort of you hear an audible like, oh, from one of the cloaked figures.
Yeah!
So, as I see that flurry of blows go off, I'm like, I would be doing better right now.
Just as a free action. Would you really?
All right. And then on Charlie's turn, Charlie's trying to do a distraction of some kind. To heckle, basically.
Yeah, I'm just heckling.
I'd say make a intimidation check. Just to
What,
throw
persuasion?
something out to throw him off.
I have bless, so I can use a D4, right?
No, that's guidance for skills, so no d4.
Dang.
Oh, it's attack roll or saving throw.
Yeah.
Yeah, saving throw or attack roll.
Okay. 17.
That's pretty good.
That's still pretty good.
You do catch his attention, and he sort of looks over to you and is like, what?
And now I've thrown him off his rhythm.
Pop, 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 pop. He's just like, ah! Ah, ah, ah. Let's see. Yeah, Mortal Kombat noises. So the kobold kind of gets their shores up their footing. It's just like.
I'm ready to roll a saving throw.
It goes for their own flurry of blows.
Crap.
And you notice there are hand wraps that have been tied up, and since exhaling the lightning damage, you do see some like sparks coming up and down these hand wraps, and it's going to go for their own flurry of attacks.
With lightning damage, I'm guessing.
Maybe. So that is a dirty 20 on the hit on that,
Hits.
and that is. Oh well, those rolls are lower than I expected. That's that is 9 damage total.
Did you do both?
I have not done
flurries?
the other attacks yet. So it goes into there's a
How much damage? 9?
9 total. Is a whack and then goes in like and like gets grabs on really tight, pulls you down slightly, and then like throws elbows. That is a 10 and a 16.
Doesn't hit.
My AC you kind of instinctually actually pull in closer, so you're getting more like forearm than elbow. And he's like and kind of kicks off of you and is like in the stance.
Now I don't have disadvantage.
But is back to Lucian, and you do not have disadvantage.
Yeah.
Wait, would it not be back to me?
Yes, if you have something you'd like to do.
I'd like to simply just look at the monks or the people in the robes and try and see if they were doing anything sketchy.
Yeah, make an insight check.
You could also try healing me. We don't know if it's against the rules.
That's an 18.
18. You can sense they are watching carefully, and as long as it's a fair fight, they're just out of it. They are like neutral judges. From what you heard of the rules, you wonder if casting any spells yourself is going to trigger like them getting involved. And I don't know how much you want to fight 5 monks at once.
We would die.
Campaign over.
Campaign over. TPK. You also notice that they are in front of like what looks like a carved mural in the stonework over there, but you can't really make out what it's about because they're all standing in front of it.
I'm
so
trying to figure something
is
out.
Norvin gonna do anything in particular?
I'm gonna hold my action on healing word to
So
if Umbra is getting too beat up.
So to hold your spell, you need to cast essentially, and then concentrate holding the spell, ready to release it. It's still obvious you're casting, and then it burns your reaction to like release it. So you would, if you want to do that, but you have just noticed that if you do, you may trigger these other people joining in the beatdown.
I'm just gonna wait. You're not gonna do anything yet.
You do also notice that this kobold is effed up. Has taken.
So he's
pretty
wounded?
actively coughing electricity-laden blood into the stonework.
Then I have a present for him. It's called another kick to the face. 27.
Is that a nat 20?
Is that a
I rolled an
19
8.
and a?
I rolled an 18 plus the 3 from blessing plus 6.
Oh yeah, plus bless. I was like, how's that mathematically possible? Yes, that's a hit.
Really? I thought that might miss.
7 damage.
7, nice.
And let's go for another flurry of blows.
So you say active like whack, and it's some teeth scatter on the rock. It's like like 30% gums.
I rolled a natural 20.
Double the dice.
I'm just going to delete this kobold. 10 damage.
10 damage. And you have one more attack. Huh?
Wait. Yeah, I did that math right.
Oh yeah. And then it's just
I rolled a 4.
with that flurry, does that next attack hit? Is my question.
I don't know yet.
Ooh.
I haven't rolled the next
Let's
attack.
see.
Math. 17?
that does do it. So, you all watch as there's this flurry of like, and then there's just a moment where there's this really sickening like pop when one kick across the face dislocates the jaw, and Lucian almost doesn't notice at first, but then goes in for the punch, and the punch hits,
I
and
just want to uppercut.
yeah, it's just like, whoosh, and you see the rest of the teeth just like fly straight up, and there's a not comfortable snap as this kobold goes just like a backflip, which would look really cool if it was intentional, but it's just a result of physics, and
It's just a result of me beating the crap out of him.
and then just scatters lifeless on the ground, and the goblins are all like, "Baga!"
Is the goblin dead, or is he like down
You mean
dead?
the kobold?
The kobold?
Or the kobold.
It looks pretty messed up. And you were told this was a fight to the death.
I'm gonna go. Is he unconscious?
He is very much at least unconscious.
I'm going to go over and start just beating him to make sure he's
Just
dead.
There's the uppercut, and then there's like almost like a instant follow up where you just like grab him from the air and put him down and just.
I'm gonna walk over and.
It would
Sorry,
be
at the first
Charlie.
punch where he uppercuts him, I start cheering, and when he throws him down, I just go,
Yeah!
Just yeah.
I'm gonna walk over after seeing Lucian just pound on this dude and just like pull him back off the guy. You know, he's already dead.
Yeah.
Like
She's just
It's the rules.
she is pummeling away, but you grab her and be like, okay. Just sort of like
I'm just.
I imagine like
walk
a
over and
slip
pick-
on the cave floor a little bit as like a heel down kick happens, and it's the body. The body's just goes one of those like like with no like noise whatsoever because it's just dead.
After I'm sure it's dead, I turn to the other rope, the rope monks, and I just bow.
There is a sound as there's the 5 of them have revealed these stabs, which with a twirl, and they just start on the stonework. They move aside. 2 of them go over to the kobold's body, place it in the central brazier of the room. They kind of pull across its clothes. You can see a scar on one of its like rib cage. It looks freshly stitched, and it's like one of you even hear one of them go like, hasn't even healed yet. They just pull the stitching out and like reach down in and pull out this tooth from inside the chest, and they just they wipe it clean, and one of them pulls out a dagger, and they hand you the tooth and the dagger, and they just say, choose where you would like this to be.
I gesture to my inner right forearm.
And ceremonially, they just hold it up and they make us an incision and insert the dragon's tooth under your muscle work in that arm, and then one of them comes up and stitches it closed.
I'm guessing I can't even feel it.
Yeah, it's completely painless, weirdly painless. You just feel a pressure of this extra bone being added to your arm. You can feel the electrical energy flowing through you, and the rest of you can see as these cloaked figures have moved apart. There is a mural, and there's a figure, not too much detail to the form, almost like ancient cave painting style, except physically carved in. But it is a figure with no weapons fighting a dragon, like spraying breath weapon next to them, and then like kicking and punching, and eventually pulling up a scroll and a jet of energy being blown into the dragon. And as you turn around, you can see the dragon parts like stuck into the wall. It's like someone had some kind of scroll that like some
Oh,
like carved a hole in this structure and killed this dragon. It kind of.
Was it true?
Without knowing the story, it's hard to know exactly what all the details of it mean. But they
Then
do
I
a
will
ceremony, and they recognize you as the champion of the Blue Dragon Temple. And
You should have put it in your butt, I say, as they're like doing all this.
This is a serious ceremony.
Yeah, but like a tooth just like hanging in your butt cheek. This is kind of funny.
You'd have the
Sorry.
ultimate butt weapon there. Like,
Charlie's like
I
on a
can
jug of
now-
wine that's been like off to the side.
I can now sneeze lightning.
yeah, but you'd be able to fart it if you put it in your butt.
And on you could have farted lightning if you'd put it in your butt. We'll call that for the night. Everybody's gonna level up to level 3. Unlocking subclasses for a couple of you, and yeah, you can. We have the dice roller and the dice chat, and you can roll for hit points, or you can just take average. Whichever way you want to go about that. Oh, and do you do anything else in the room?
Is there anything else to do in the room?
Make a perception check.
Is there any alcohol?
You are sitting on a barrel of oil, or a barrel of wine. What was the perception?
Oh,
17.
Yes, you notice those. There's those hand wraps from the kobold that seem to be synced up with whatever is going on with that kind of breath weapon stuff. You kind of grab those. I'm going to assume you have a chance to attune to those hand wraps.
I wasn't paying attention. What?
I'm going to assume you eventually attune to these hand wraps and figure out what they do and all that. So we're ready to go that next time. So anytime you deal elemental damage, they will hold essentially a charge of that element, and will do 1 dice of damage on the next physical hit.
So basically, if I punch someone with lightning, my next attack basically
So
auto crit.
if you do the breath weapon or any other means of doing elemental damage, they will get a die of damage on those for the next hit.
That's really good.
So if you do, what's your martial arts die? D4 at this point.
Yes.
So if you breath weapon for the 2d4, you'll have a d4 of lightning damage for your next hit. It discharges on that next hit, but if you miss, it stays on.
So I could so basically, I deal an additional D4 of damage.
Not always, but if you do the breath weapon, then it'll be charged, and it'll discharge if you hit. So
Or the unarmed lightning damage.
For the
because
unarmed, yeah.
monks can, because monks can do unarmed lightning damage.
Yes, but you have the additional die essentially of damage for that first hit. I'll write it up before next time and send it to you. The wording's a little weird, but I think you get the idea of what it's trying to do.
Yeah, basically, however much elemental damage, whatever. If I do a D4 of elemental damage, my next attack does
Sort of.
another.
The breath weapon does 2 martial arts dice, so you get 1 dice on your next hit after you do that.
Oh, so it's over 1 die.
Yeah. So 1 dice versus the 2 dice from the breath weapon.
Okay.
But yeah, extra of that element damage on the punch.
And I'm guessing it doesn't apply to dealing unarmed lightning damage.
It only applies to unarmed, so it doesn't apply to the staff. But
No. I mean, I can't charge it by punch.
right, you charge it with the breath weapon. Otherwise, it would just be constantly. You just do super extra damage all the time.
That'd be a cool late game up.
Yeah, a lot of these might be cool late game upgrades.
Just become freaking Dio from JoJo.
Sure, yeah.
Just punch.
Punch everything.
I
All
get
of the
level
punches.
2 spells. I get level 2 spells.
Ooh, level 2 spells are always
People have options not to die. Yeah. So you guys
yeah,
are gonna.
monks get quite a bit at 3rd level.
Most,
Like
yeah.
we get key fueled attack.
I get
Key fueled-
spiritual weapon.
Key fueled attack basically heavily supplements because you, as long as you spend a key point that turn, you get another additional attack.
Yeah.
So you can basically make 4 attacks if you flurry of blows.
Wait, which one are you talking about?
I'm talking about. I might be reading this wrong. Oh no, it says a bonus action because flurry of blows takes the bonus action. And, but basically, like if you spend your key point to do something else, you can still do an extra attack.
For what are we talking about?
Here,
What feature are we talking about?
key fueled attack.
Key fueled
It's
attack.
it's labeled as a 3rd level monk optional feature. I'm using 5th edition tools for. Here, I will send you a link to it.
Might be a
Actually, no, I'll just.
Might be a Tasha's thing that I haven't read yet.
Here, I will at least send you what it does. Here,
Key fuel attack.
Um,
If you spend a key point or more as part of your action on your turn, you can make one attack with arm strike or monk weapon as a bonus action before the end of the turn. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Basically, if you do
So,
a
like,
key,
if I-
it's so that you can still do your martial art attack on your bonus action. If you did something besides attack
Yeah, like if
with
I
your
did-
action, so it's basically
if
meant to
I
be
did,
inclusive.
like patient defense.
Yeah, it's meant to be just inclusive for
Oh,
the
wait,
other
that's
features,
a bonus
but not
action.
yeah. So patient defense wouldn't do it, but if you have like a stunning strike or something, then you would
Oh
maybe be
yeah,
able to still do
I
that.
think I actually got that this level. No, I did not.
I don't know which monk features would qualify, but basically your breath weapon would be one because if you get to do that instead of an attack, so that's a key thing, and then you would be able to make your unarmed strike. Where technically base rules you wouldn't be able to.
Actually, I would have to use it twice before that would apply because I can use it twice. That's
Oh,
my
yeah.
proficiency bonus,
Then
and
you-
then I need to spend key points to do it.
Gotcha. Cool. I imagine they're gonna rewrite that.
I
Yes.
did my hit points in the rolls feature in
Nice.
our Discord.
Cool.
I think I'm just gonna take the 7.
I rolled really fucking high.
Nice.
Yeah, so I now have a lot of hit points. And I'm going to take Tasha's steady aim feature.
I am cool with that. That's basically the bonus action to aim for advantage, right?
Yes.
I think, yeah.
Yes.
And then I don't have any movement for the entire round before or after.
Gotcha. Totes, fine with me. Kitty. I know. Oh, jeez. Oh, that kitty. Alrighty. Well, good job surviving, everyone. And, including shenanigans and finding
I
cool
am now
stuff.
an anime character.
Everyone has their initial magic item and their 3rd level, releasing their main features of the class. Hopefully fewer technical difficulties next time around, and we'll get it all figured out and stuff. Kitty, no.
Question.
Yes.
I just rolled really poorly. Can I just take the standard HP?
No. You choose to roll or you choose to take the standard, but if you want random hit points, you take the roll. If you want steady hit points, you take the steady.
I am taking the average because that will still put me up to 26 hit points.
Nothing wrong with taking the average.
I am now I can probably take more hit points than anyone else now. That was ridiculous.
Might be the toughest person here, yeah. The rogue
Yeah,
tank.
That roll gave me 40 hit points.
Wait, what?
40? How does that work? What?
You only roll it once.
I add the mod because it gave me 19, so I modified.
Wait, what?
One sec, I'll go back into D&D
Don't
Beyond.
think you were.
I-
you should have
did that-
3d8
You have
total,
a
so it should be
D-
19 plus your constitution.
Right.
Plus my thank you.
You roll
Okay, wait.
You roll 1d8 and
was-
add your
what was
Constitution
your-
modifier.
What was your 8?
Yes, sorry. D&D Beyond fucked me up.
Okay.
I am fixing that now.
I was like,
What-
"Ooh."
I've
What's
I've
your-
never rolled for hit points before.
Okay.
Now I know what to do.
already?
So just take that first of those 3 rolls, the 7, and
'Cause it's the best.
yeah. So you're gonna. So I was gonna say take the first, no matter which one you roll. Razzie, it looks like you
Ooh,
rolled
submit-
3d8 also. You just rolled the
Yeah.
1d8, so you just have the 4. The 4 plus your Constitution modifier is what you gain in hit points when you level
Yeah.
up.
I can now.
I'm sorry. In my brain, I saw what she did, and I just copied.
Did the
like,
same thing, yeah. I would have I'm glad we caught that because I'd show up next time and then be
Yeah.
like, "Ooh, you take 20 damage," and somebody's like, "That's fine. That's only like a third of my hit points," and I'm like, "Wait, what?"
Okay, I'm at 28 hit points.
Gotcha. That sounds about right. Alrighty.
24. Why did I say 28? 24.
We have
I now have 26.
and we have a monk that can do a bunch of elemental damage, a rogue with a funky dagger that does stuff, and is still pretty tough. We've got a forge cleric that does technically have full plate, although it has downside.
Technical full.
Technical full plate. You'll have to make some decisions on where you're putting that +1 bonus from here forward. Where it's generally going, possibly generally the bow of the rogue, depending on what you want to do. But you are all being essentially bowed to and accepted as the companions of the champion of this temple, and we will pick up there next time.
So
I'm
I want
gonna
to clarify this.
I'm gonna click the stop streaming, and then we will clarify away.